Hi, konnichiwa. So today we're looking at how to write the ka line. So in our hiragana we're now up to the ka, ki, ku, ke, ko of the ka line. So here's our hiragana chart. And if we look at the second line down, we've got ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. And ka, ki, ku, ke, ko is what we're learning how to write today. So here on the desktop, I've got, so we're ready to start writing ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. So let's go. We'll start with writing ka. Okay, ka has 2 strokes. 3 strokes. What am I thinking? 1, 2, 3. Ka. 1, 2, 3. Next is ki. Ki has 4 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ka, ki, ku is our next one. Ku. 1 stroke for ku. 1 stroke. Ku. Next is ke. 3 strokes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You'll notice that each time I write it, it's a little bit different. That's because I'm doing it by hand. Ka, ki, ku, ke. Finally, ko. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Ko. Okay. Now I was going to talk to you about, excuse me, I was going to talk to you about stroke order and why it's so important. And when we go to ki, for example, there are 2 ways of writing ki. You can write it the way I've done it, or you can write it like this. And this is a font that you'll often see. It's often written this way in computer fonts. Okay. So what's happened here with this variety of ki is that this 3rd stroke has actually joined onto the 4th stroke. They've joined up. That's all that's happened there. Now, if you'd written them in a different order, you wouldn't have been able to understand. You wouldn't have sort of been able to trace it out in your mind and see that it's actually joined up like that. Okay? When you do them in the right order, you can figure out what's happening when you come across something that you haven't seen before. Okay, ko is another one that's very important to do correctly. Ko. Sometimes people confuse ko with I. Okay? Sometimes ko and I can be confused. Now the rule is with Japanese writing is that you're going to start in, if you have like an imaginary square that you're writing into, you're going to start in the top left hand corner. Okay, so with ko, start in the top left and we're moving across. And down. Okay, so we're starting left, moving to the right, starting left, moving to the right. The same is true for I. That was my dog. Okay, so with I, we start top left, and we're moving to the right. Okay. Now the way that you can tell them apart is by this little bit here. Okay, if you can imagine that Japanese hiragana was originally written with a brush, what this little flick here is is when you write a stroke and then lift the brush to go to the next stroke, the brush just drags a little bit. So this is E that I'm writing now, and you can see how it's just dragging. So you imagine that that's a brush dragging up to the next stroke. Okay, so you know that this was the first stroke, so it's going to be on the left there. And with ko, again, there's going to be that little flick on that first stroke as you move to the second stroke. So ko, 1, 2. If you were to join them up, it would sort of look something like that, wouldn't it? Okay. So that's how we write kakikuke ko. Okay, I hope that made some sense to you. So we've just looked at ka, ki, ku, ke, and ko. Kakikuke ko. And in our next video, we're going to look at how we can turn kakikuke ko into gagi guge go, okay? Just by using these two little dots, the dakuten. So that's going to be in our next video. So until then, sayonara!